Patna, Bangalore, and now Mumbai. The third opposition huddle is getting underway in Tinseltown tomorrow. The Bloc, which is the India Bloc, has expanded and now consists of 28 parties. Tomorrow, 6 chief ministers will be in attendance. Amongst them, Mamata Banerjee. The West Bengal chief minister drove down today to meet the Bachchans for a cup of tea. She shares a close relationship with the family. Jaya Bachchan has campaigned for her in the past in West Bengal. Amitabh Bachchan was the star attraction of this year's Kolkata Film Festival. Reportedly, she has also tied a Rakhi to him. Not reportedly, actually. She's made that big announcement herself. And Big B is not the only person that Mamata Banerjee has tied a Rakhi to. She has tied a Rakhi to Uddhav Thackeray as well. Now, there will be similar happy pictures tomorrow as well when the India meet gets underway in Mumbai. 28 parties have put aside their regional differences and in some cases their ambitions and come together to take on the BJP in the 2024 elections. Question is, can they do it? The desire to unseat Prime Minister Modi is one thing, but keeping the house in order is quite another. Ahead of the meet, various parties have stepped out to bat for their own leaders as PM. Rahul Gandhi and Nitish Kumar were already on the list. Now Akhilesh Yadav and Uddhav Thackeray have joined the ranks as well. The Congress, on its part, has released a poster with Rahul Gandhi in the centre. Let's put that out. Basically saying that Rahul Gandhi should lead the charge of the opposition bloc. That's the poster you see. His mother, Sonia Gandhi, will be in attendance tomorrow. Hours before this big opposition meet, the Aam Party and the Samajwadi Party have pitched for their own leader as well. Listen in.
मुंबई मीट से पहले हम कोई ऐसा वक्तव्य नहीं देना चाहते जो इसकी एकता में जरा सा भी हानिकारक हो। हमारी पार्टी का मानना है, मेरा खुद का मानना है, नीतीश कुमार जी प्रधानमंत्री पद की सारी योग्यताएं रखते हैं जो होनी चाहिए।
देखिए, हर पार्टी चाहती है कि उनके लीडर प्रधानमंत्री बने। आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग भी ये चाहते हैं कि भाई हमारे राष्ट्रीय संयोजक अरविंद केजरीवाल देश के प्रधानमंत्री बने। ये पार्टी के लोगों की सोच है। लेकिन जहाँ तक इंडिया गठबंधन में आम आदमी पार्टी शामिल है, इंडिया गठबंधन की तरफ से प्रधानमंत्री का कैंडिडेट कौन होगा, ये सभी पार्टियां मिल करके बैठ करके तय करेंगी।
बेसहारा तो वो हैं जो एक आदमी के नाम पे इलेक्शन वोट जीतने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। वो जो कह रहे हैं मैं पुनः ये करते थे यहाँ पे महाराष्ट्र में, अब वो कर रहे हैं केंद्र में कि मैं वापस लौटूंगा। हम बेसहारा नहीं है। आप ये सोचिए, इतनी लीडरशिप है, इतने काबिल लोग हैं जो सिर्फ अपने राज्य में ही नहीं जीते हैं, वो देश का भी नेतृत्व कर सकते हैं। हमारे पास इतने नेता हैं, हम बोलेंगे। कोई मुझसे पूछेगा, मैं कहूंगी मेरे साहब उद्धव साहब होने चाहिए मुख्यमंत्री। उसमें दिक्कत क्या हो रही है? आज अगर जनता के विश्वास में अरविंद केजरीवाल हो या उद्धव जी हो या खड़गे जी हो या राहुल जी हो, वो पॉपुलर हैं, तो तिलमिलाहट भारतीय जनता पार्टी को क्यों हो रही है? क्योंकि इनके पास तो सब वो है ना, सब मुखौटा पहने हुए हैं।
ऐसा है ना कि कार्यकर्ताओं के अंदर जोश होता है। कार्यकर्ता चाहता है कि मेरा नेता प्राइम मिनिस्टर बन जाए। हर कार्यकर्ता की मंशा होती है कि हमारी पार्टी आगे बढ़े। तो कार्यकर्ता लोग जिस तरह की स्टेटमेंट देंगे, लोग देने जी। इससे क्या होता है कि जिससे मैं कहूँगा कि अखिलेश जी को प्राइम मिनिस्टर बनना चाहिए, तो जनता जो हमारे कार्यकर्ता उनमें जोश आएगा, उनमें और ज़्यादा काम करने की ऊर्जा बढ़ेगी। तो इसलिए लोग नाम ले रहे हैं। लेकिन मैं समझता हूँ कि जितनी पार्टियाँ इसमें इंडिया अलायंस में आ रही हैं, वो बैठ के तय करेंगी कि कौन सा फेस होगा। ये कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं। यहाँ तो ऐसा है कि इस वक्त ये इशू ही नहीं है। इशू इस वक्त सिर्फ ये है कि देश के संविधान को बचाने के लिए इकट्ठा हो जाओ।
Now, the gathering Mumbai is to prepare a roadmap for the state elections that are due this year and the Lok Sabha elections that are due next year. Seat sharing is a big issue to be sorted out. A question that the India Bloc will have to eventually answer is about who their captain is. It's an obvious question. It's not just the BJP asking this question, but I'm fairly certain that citizens who are watching this meet will ask this question as well. The BJP, as expected, is dismissing the meeting as a non-event and has put out this poster on your screens. What you're seeing is Prime Minister Modi dressed as Terminator, and for some reason there is a lotus flower as well in the frame. And the poster says, and I quote, "The opposition thinks Prime Minister Modi can be defeated. Dream on. the Terminator always wins. And the text on the poster is right there, 2024. I will be back. It's something that, in any case, Prime Minister Modi has announced from the Red Fort. My guest this evening for a very, very quick chat, Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP, Sujata Paul, spokesperson of the Congress Party, and Vivek Sailas is spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Thank you all three very much for joining us this evening. Since Charu is coming to us after a very long time, Charu, hi, good evening. A long time no see, as they say. Can I start by asking you what the problem is?
Always wonderful to be on your show.
Thank you. Nice of you to say that. Can I start by asking you why the BJP has a problem if the opposition has a problem of plenty? The opposition is saying that's something positive. We have so many bright people, so many leaders, that everyone is a potential prime ministerial candidate, unlike the BJP, which only has one man.
So, you know, Shreya, I'm going to say something in Hindi. With our party, with the NDA, हमें नेता का confusion नहीं है, नीति का confusion नहीं है, हमारी नियत बिल्कुल साफ है और हमारे निर्णय भी सटीक होते हैं. All four of these things are a problem with the opposition, the ... alliance. नेता कौन है उन्हें पता ही नहीं है. नीति उनकी क्या है, they don't bother to discuss it at all. नियत उनकी हम सबको मालूम है. पहले let's help the family, let's help ourselves, let's fill up our pockets, and निर्णय they have had meeting after meeting, and all these meetings have churned up is a photo op and nothing else. In fact, it's been the opposite. After the meetings, there has been bad news which has come to the ... alliance every single time. But that's fine. They are most welcome to have as many PM faces as they like, because this is like a deja vu of 2018. And Shreya, you remember that time on a stage in Bangalore when all the same opposition leaders stood, held hands and said, we are going to win 2019. Chandrababu Naidu ji, in fact, did a whole trip across the length and breadth of India trying to get leaders to align. And we know what the result of that was. And not much has changed in the last 5 years. The opposition has tried every single tactic. Every time they've come together and they've broken apart. And, you know, the point of confusion here is, and I want to ask this to my fellow panelists, you are going ahead with the 5 state elections independently. So obviously your party is going to be attacking the other parties who are in alliance with you just the day that election gets over. So what is Congress's plan? Are you going to suddenly start pretending that you're friends with Aam Aadmi Party, or are you expecting Aam Aadmi Party to be all praises for you for the state of Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh? So I don't think it works like this. Elections, politics,
Charu,
all
fair
of
point.
this, it's not math. 1 + 1 is equal to 2. That's
Fair
not
point.
how it works.
Okay, fair point. But tell me this, Charu Pragya. Is the BJP being overconfident, dismissing the attempt we are seeing on our screen so lightly? I ask you this question because there are 28 parties, Charu, that have come together. 28 parties. They have regional differences, they have aspirations, they have ambitions, national ambitions as well. They are drowning. Many of them are drowning all of that to come together to oppose the BJP. That in itself is a big achievement. Are you dismissing it? Are you being way too overconfident at this point of time?
No, I'm not overconfident, Shreya, and I'm quite the opposite. We are just confident that we will work very hard on ground, and we are going to make sure that we keep the interest of the people of India at the forefront of every single thing that we do. And when you mention these 28 parties, let's remember at least 21 of them had come together in 2019 as well. That being said, I wish them all the best. I'm curious to know how the seat share goes, because from Congress's last record, after contesting on 421 seats, 421 seats, mind you, they managed to win 52. Altogether, 97 seats have gone to this ... alliance. I'm not sure what is their policy on changing this particular number, because it's not like their behavior towards the people of India has changed. Also, I'm not the one who's quoting the leaders from all these opposition parties. They are the ones who come and speak to the media, and they speak out against each other. I'm just a messenger here.
Okay, Vivek Sailas, I want to bring you in here because while the Congress party has put out a poster, leaders from your own party are pitching for Akhilesh Yadav as a PM face. Is the opposition bloc, is the India bloc handing the BJP a gun, shooting itself in the foot? There are issues that these 28 parties need to sort out. You are saying that 2 more will join in. Possibly the number will be 30 by tomorrow. But ahead of that, was it necessary for people from your party, for people from the Aam Aadmi Party to step out and batch for Akhilesh Yadav and Arvind Kejriwal as possible prime ministerial candidates? You simply give fodder to the BJP.
First of all, good evening to you, ma'am, and good evening to my fellow panelists. I would just like to say, as far as the India alliance is concerned, and we talk about India as a country, if we talk, we have a parliamentary form of democracy in India. It's not a presidential form of government that we have like we have in the US. In our system, the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister is chosen by the elected member of parliaments or the MLAs. That is a democratic right. We can choose even after the election is done. And secondly, we say we are going to have a common minimum program to save the democracy. Our real motive is to save the democracy, the federalism and the secularism of the country, which is under threat under the Modi government. That is for sure. And at the moment, I can just say that the Bharatiya Janata Party is just hoping that there should be a fight among the parties in the India group and nothing else. But let me tell the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson, Charuji is a very senior spokesperson. Let me tell her that nothing of this sort is going to happen. Rather, the parties which are with the NDA alliance will be joining the India alliance very, very shortly. First, they said that the name will not be finalized. Then they said no one is going to gather. Thirdly, they said that after the first meeting, everyone will be shattered and nothing will happen. He has not attended. Someone is not in the poster. Somewhere down the line, someone was annoyed. But nothing such happened. Now we are going to have the third meeting of the India Alliance, which is a formidable alliance. And, our vision document you will see very shortly. The common minimum programs you will be seeing very, very shortly.
Okay.
And the manifesto will also be there in front of the country. So we are together, we are aligned. And the most common question that is being asked right now, yes, we have found a replacement for Mr. Modi. I'll tell you how and why. We just want that India should know the truth. Modi ji says when every year in India there's a new IIM and IIT in India. The lies that he spoke about the aims in Darbhanga, since 2014, if you see, he has been lying to the people of India. He lied about 15 lakhs. He lied about the smart cities, the bullet trains, the 2 crore jobs every year, black money back to India. Nothing of that's not happened at all. The inflation, or rather the inflation and employment has, increased by a huge amount. And security of women, he talked about that. He talked about diesel, petrol, LPG. Nothing happened. And today it's very sad to say that China is showing Arunachal Pradesh and Aksai Chin as a territory of the Chinese, which is very, very alarming. I think the Prime Minister should say something about it. So we just need that the people of India should know the truth. And moreover, the Prime Minister, when he was taking the oath, the Honorable Prime Minister, he asked very benevolently, only for 10 years. And the government and the people of India have very benevolently
what you are
given
telling
him
me,
10 years.
What I'm hearing
it's time
is...
for him to do, because lies are not going to work.
Okay, give me a minute. Acha, Vivek, what essentially I'm hearing you say is that the opposition's best bet is Modi versus Modi in 2024. That there is Prime Minister Modi, and then you will prop up this entire agenda and vision document about what Modi has done wrong, and essentially pitch that against the Prime Minister. Okay, I get that. Sujata Paul, my question to you is a simple one. Fact is, aap jo bhi bol lijiye. You can say that all of us, look at it. There is an attempt underway to cobble together a bloc. I see that attempt. This is the third meeting. There is seat sharing, which will be a tricky issue that can be sorted out. There is no question about that. But the question ultimately will need to be answered. That one question will ultimately need to be answered ki bhai, the BJP has Prime Minister Modi as the face of the entire campaign, as the face of the party. Who is the leader, Sujata Paul, or who can potentially be the leader of the opposition bloc? This is a question that India will eventually have to answer. आप ये कह सकते हैं that this is BJP pushing a narrative, ये झगड़ा कराने में लगे रहते हैं, they don't want this alliance to succeed. Of course they don't want this alliance to succeed, Sujata. Why would they? But the point is that the question they raise is one that eventually you'll have to answer. Sujata, you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yes, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead, please.
Yes, so Mr. Modi is going to be faced with the muddas. So it will have to be mudde. And you showed this poster which has been brought out by the BJP. Very interesting. I'll be back. No, India will be back because Bharat Mata resides in the people of India, and Bharat Mata is going to be back this time. And what will be terminated? Terminated? Fascist forces, those who are attacking the constitution, those who are attacking the democracy of this country, those who've made false promises. So this time it will be muddebazi in front of jumlebazi. Who is going to win? Obviously, it is the people of Bharat Mata. The fact is that the Pradhan Mantri has centralized all his powers, all the powers that India gives to any Prime Minister to himself. But as we talk, I also want to draw your attention to the small state of Uttarakhand, where a bypoll is taking place, and a leader, Harak Singh Rawat, who was with the BJP, was fine. He had gone from the Congress to the BJP. He was fine. And today, there are raids taking place at various, colleges of his home, etc. So, because the constitutional institutions are being ransacked, are being misutilized to attack the opposition, and that is why the people of India are realizing that they have chosen somebody who has not delivered on the promises that he made. The promises were the issues of the people, and politics is all about the policies which are to be delivered when you come into governance. But did Mr. Modi do it? No. So it is the people of India who are going to fight Mr. Modi this time, and yes, they will be the terminators of a man who only thinks about I, me, myself. The poster says it all. I'll be back. India has come together to
It's interesting you say that. It's interesting you say that, because today is a day when newspapers have printed the Pew report on their front pages, which says that 80% Indians have a very favorable view of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But Sujata Paul, again, आपने पूरी दुनिया तो मुझे घुमा दी, but you didn't answer the question I asked you. It's an uncomfortable question, Sujata. But ultimately, it will have to be answered. Now, the opposition can keep saying, bhai, this is not a presidential style of democracy. Ye elections, presidential elections to hai nahi, etc., etc. But the fact is that the world has changed. And the opposition will have to learn to walk with the times. You will have to prop up a single leader who will be the face against Prime Minister Modi. You don't have one right now.
Good question. We are many. We have many leaders, but the main leader of this country will always remain the people collectively. And it is the people who should remain important. We are a parliamentary democracy. You cannot deny that. And we are a federal structure. You know what? We used to have sportsman spirit at one point of time. And when somebody would lose, they would accept that defeat and they would congratulate those who won. Now what is happening is, like you saw what happened after Prime Minister Modi returned from his foreign trip and he visited ISRO. What did he do? He told the Chief Minister of Karnataka that he was not supposed to be there at the airport to welcome him. Strange. This is the kind of vindictiveness and arrogance that the BJP has exhibited, and this is not going to work. So what I'm trying to say is, in a federal structure, you contest elections. You don't fight for each other's blood. And that is what the Prime Minister has done today, what the BJP has done. And there is this politics of hate that has been strewn across the country. And like my leader says, it is the kerosene which has been splattered across the country. But we have to remove that. And when there are contests, there are issues. You bring up your manifesto individually. However, now that the 37% is going to be faced by a united 63% in the Lok Sabha elections, that will be what Mr. Modi and his party has to face. However, in the federal structure, people will have to choose between parties and between what promises they are making and whether they believe that that particular party will be able to deliver.
Maybe in the pre-Modi era. Sujata Paul, maybe in the pre-Modi era that was true.
No.
Post-Modi era, things have changed. You will have to prop up a face. But anyhow, Charu Pragya, let me quickly... Sujata, okay, I've heard you out. You say we have many faces. Okay, I understand that. You say we have many faces. In fact, that has been the dialogue of all opposition parties when they've been asked that question. Uddhav Thackeray, for example, today in his press conference, again has said, Charu Pragya, we have many faces. And it's true. Why is that a problem?
Yeah, absolutely. No, but there is one chair, Shreya. There are many faces, but there is one chair. And do they think that if this is how they are talking right now, and agreed, it is the MPs who will vote in Parliament tomorrow, do you think any of these MP blocks will ever end up voting together? I don't want to discuss that, because to discuss who the PM will be for them, they first need to get the requisite number of seats. And I'd like to remind Sujata that in the last elections, Congress did not even manage to get the requisite number of votes, 10%, to even sit on the seat of the leader of opposition. But I say that in a lot of humbleness, Shreya, because, I like one thing that Sujata has said. It makes me very happy that she says that, because she says the leaders are the people of India. Now, this is the very same Congress which felt absolutely comfortable siphoning off 85% of the money which was meant for the people of India. Their Prime Minister proudly used to say, हम 1 रुपया भेजते हैं तो 15 पैसा कहीं पहुंचता होगा. It is because of Modi ji today that all the opposition has lined up and they've started talking about the people of India. I am pleased to hear it, because that's the objective of my party and that's the objective of this government. We are working for the people night and day, and the results are here for people to see, and that's exactly why Modi ji is winning hearts. The surveys don't show, a rise in his stature and his favorability because he's looking cool on a bike. The surveys show that because he's working in a very competent and devoted manner for the people of India every single day. Every penny which is spent by the government of India is accounted for. It is directly sent to the work that it is supposed to go for, or to the accounts of people it's supposed to be helping. So they can have whatever conversations they want to have, but the fact of the matter remains is that it's very easy to say we are coming together. Nobody's been able to answer and explain to me how exactly are they planning to tell their karyakartas to attack each other in the elections in 2 months and then suddenly come and campaign together like friends just 1 month after those elections are over. TMC and Congress have been at each other's throats in the state of West Bengal. In fact, Adhir Ranjan ji had a dharna against Mamata Didi. I don't know, maybe the top leaders can shake hands, they can have a photo up, but does that mean that your minds are going to align, your hearts are going to align, and most importantly, are your karyakartas going to align? Voters की तो मैं यहाँ पे अभी बात करने पर उतरी नहीं हूँ.
Well, as I said, there are going to be challenges. This is just the third round. Let's see what the opposition comes up with. It's a noble attempt. I'll tell you why. It's a noble attempt because every democracy needs a strong opposition. And what you're seeing on your screens, what you're seeing 28 parties get together in Mumbai is probably reflective of the strong opposition we can have. Let's see how this works out. We'll keep a track of the meeting in Mumbai for the next 2 days. For the moment, Charu Pragya, thank you very much. Sujata Paul, good to have you on the show. Vivek Sailas, thank you very much as well. In fact, my